Well, I'm Todd Weiler. I've been a state senator since 2012, covering the South Davis County, Rose Park area. It's been one of the greatest privileges of my life. I was able to jump in when Dan Lindquist resigned, and I've made the most of it. It's been a real honor and privilege to be able to represent 100,000 people in District 23. And I've learned a lot, and I've taken on some tough issues, and I'd like to serve a second term. So I'm running for re-election, and I'm hoping to get people's support. Because of some of the changes in the law, I'm collecting signatures and I'm going through caucus convention, and I'm excited. I'm excited to try this new dual path. People ask me, well, what's your ideology or what's your priorities? My number one priority is just representing the people in my district. And one of the things I take very seriously is emails. I get a lot of emails. During the session, I'll get 300 emails a day. And it's important to me to read every one of them and to respond to them and let people know that I'm listening. And if someone has a problem, one of my great joys in life is helping people overcome problems that they can't overcome on their own. And I do that in my legal profession, and I've been able to do that in my service in the legislature, and so that's been a great pleasure. And a couple issues I think that have defined the 5 sessions I've had in the Utah legislature is I've really stood up, I think, for privacy rights. I ran a bill my second session. Police you can scan your license plate as they drive through a movie theater parking lot and store that data. We put some reasonable controls on that. And I'm not anti-police, I just want to respect people's constitutional rights. In addition to running my own bills, I've always said if I make a mess, I want to clean it up. So a lot of times, despite our best efforts, if we pass especially a huge piece of legislation, there's always unintended consequences. So I don't want somebody else to come back and fix something. So I've always taken responsibility for that. But one of the other things I take really sacred is bills are coming through, especially the last couple of days of the session, those bills are flying through. I'm trying to read those, and as a lawyer and someone who understands how the law works, I'm trying to make sure that we're catching as many of those unintended consequences as we can. And that's another reason why it's so important for me to read emails, because sometimes I get an email from someone that says, you got to look at Senate Bill 196, and this happened last week. You got to look at Senate Bill 196 because it's going to take away tenant rights and it's going to shift the balance, too far in favor of the landlord. And I looked at it and they were right, and so I rewrote that bill, and we got that passed, and it's a much better bill. So I almost spend as much time at the end of the session making sure I'm fixing other people's bills as I am passing my own bills. But it's a great pleasure. I love good policy, and the other thing that motivates me is just what is the best policy for the state of Utah. And it's nice to look at what other states do, but we're unique here. And I want a family-oriented, fiscally responsible, and something, I look for policies that encourage self-reliance and independence and empower people to be themselves and to be independent. I'm Todd Weiler, and I'm running for re-election as your state senator. Utah is facing a lot of tough issues right now, and what matters to you matters to me. I want to hear from you. Tell me what you think about the most important issues facing our state. Also, please call me before the caucus. My number is 801-599-9823. I want to hear from you, and I also want your support on caucus night.